think so. It was a hard-fought game. You know that LA is a hard team to play against. They're big. They play with structure. You got to fight for every inch of ice. It's a man's game out there. It's the battle. The battles are in the trenches. You know, in all three zones. And I was proud of the guys because I thought we just stuck with it. You know, we didn't get discouraged. We gave up a goal early in the game, and we just kind of stayed with it. I thought our power plays looked pretty good for the most part. Penalty kill did a good job. We got some timely saves from Ned, but I just thought the group as a whole, we're just trying to play the right way. We're trying to play a style of hockey that's going to give us a chance to win, regardless of the night and regardless of the opponent. And I think our guys are making a concerted effort at just commitment to some of the details. You know, we have to defend. We got to be on the right side of the puck. We've got to be selective with when we choose to pinch down the walls in the offensive zone. It's, you know, there's a lot of detail that's involved with playing the game the right way, so to speak. So I just think right now the guys they're believing. You know, I feel I'm happy for them because we've gone through a difficult stretch here early in the year, and you know, we've kind of dragged ourselves back into the mix here, and we beat some good teams along the way. This team tonight being one of them.
Coach, this kind of ties into what you just said about detail, but it seems like your efficiency in the neutral zone is becoming a recurring theme.
Well, it's an important zone. You know, at the end of the day, I've always been a strong believer that the neutral zone a lot of times decides which end of the rink you're going to play in. And when you have the puck, you've got to get through the neutral zone. You've got to make good decisions and execute. For starters, when you don't have the puck, and you know you need to have some structure, so you make it difficult for your opponents to gain access. At least to gain access with speed or possession, things of that nature. I think we're playing with more structure there, and you know we've worked at it in practice. We've shown a lot of film on it on both sides of the puck to try to get better in that area of the game, so we're a little bit more predictable for one another. But I think we're playing with a lot more structure than we did earlier in the season, and so you know I don't think there's any question that it's not by coincidence that we're starting to get some results. I think the guys are working hard. They're committed to playing the game the right way. I think we're more predictable for one another because we're playing the game with more structure, and we're always looking for that sweet spot of sufficient structure, but allowing our guys to you know to act on their instincts. And there's a fine line there, and we're looking for that sweet spot where we don't turn them into robots. You know, we want them to be able to act on their instincts, but we have to do it in a responsible fashion. We got to do it within the framework of the team concept.
Mike, I don't know that any all-time great player has been able to impact the game without scoring goals the way Sid has through his career. Do you think you saw an example of that tonight, especially in the third period? And also, you're 7-2-1 in the last 10. He doesn't have a goal. What do you think the potential is for this team, figuring he isn't going to go the rest of the year without scoring one?
I think he's so close. He could have had 3 tonight. You know, he could have had 3 in the third period alone. And so I think, you know, it's a matter of time. It's going to go in the net for him. I think he's getting inside more. You know, he makes a terrific play to Grizz for the game tire. You know, he's probably the only guy in the rink that can make that play. You know, it's a backhand sauce, lands flat right on the tape. There aren't a lot of guys that can make that type of a play, and you know, I just think it's a matter of time. He still has an impact on the game, even when he doesn't score in so many ways. He just the way he drives our offense. He plays against. You know, he played a lot against Kopitar's line tonight. Not the whole time, but he played a fair amount against their line. They're hard to play against. They're big. They're strong. And I think, you know, I think he can play against anybody in any situation. He's just a complete player. He's got a mature game, but for me, that, you know, he's so close to scoring, and we're hoping when he breaks through here, it'll come in bunches for him.
Ned talked about how LA is really good at like out disciplining opposition, and he thought that maybe you guys actually, in his words, may have ended up beating them at their own game in that regard tonight. that how you saw it as well, or was the team more getting them out of their game a little bit in the third?
Well, give LA credit. They play a certain brand of hockey that sets them up for success, and they have for a while. They're a good team, and they're hard to play against. And, their defensive metrics are as good as any team in the league. So isn't their offensive metrics, for that matter. They've generated a lot of offense also. So they've just got a complete game. But I think their DNA has always been on the defensive side. They've always been play the game with structure. And so, I think their players have a certain belief in that style of play, and they're committed to it. And gotta give them credit; they're good at it. And what we're trying to do in Pittsburgh is to make sure that we bring a certain style of play every night that brings necessary structure on both sides of the puck. And when we do, I think we can compete against any team. You saw it tonight. It wasn't perfect. We had some breakdowns, but for the most part, we had numbers back. We defended hard. We're trying to close up people. There's collective effort. There's a semblance of structure and predictability within our game plan, and that's an essential part of team play. And so, when we have the discipline and the commitment to stay the course, I think we play games like we did tonight. I didn't think we had a great start. They get a goal in the first shift. I thought we responded after the first 5 or 6 minutes. I thought our team got better, and I thought our third was the best.
More stuff on the right.
Like as you just laid out there, you were pretty happy with how your team played defensively tonight. This was also your first game without Marcus, one of your better defensive players. Just how did the incumbents or the defensemen do in terms of pulling rope a little bit more at Marcus's absence in that regard?
Yeah, I thought they competed hard. You look at some of the guys we have back there, they're young guys. Pick's 20 years old. He's playing 20 minutes. Played a fair amount against, Kopitar and Deneau and players of that nature. That's a handful. And so, we think he's competing hard. He's not perfect, but he's competing hard. He's battling out there. And so, I thought Ryan Shea came in and played a solid game for us. I thought Grady, played with it himself. When we do it that way, by committee, so to speak, I think our team play has the ability to insulate those guys a little bit, And then I think when Carl and Chris play the way they're capable of playing, they make the game so much easier for all those guys back there. And one of those guys is on the ice for 50 out of the 60 minutes. And I think those two guys have played extremely well.
Justin on the right.
Mike, there's only a handful of guys on the team who've chipped in more assists so far this year than Grizzly. He gets his first goal of the year. Just what has he brought this season from that standpoint offensively? And just how did you play tonight?
Yeah, I think one of Grizz's best attributes is his ability to pass the puck. He helps us on our breakouts. We knew when we got him that was the strength of this game. We thought he was a good puck mover. He has some mobility. He could get back to pucks and help us get out of our end. I think he's very good along the offensive blue line. He sees lanes when there's people down at the net. He delivers pucks. He's not always shooting to score. He's shooting to create that next play. And I think that's an incredible skill in today's game. And it's timely. If you wait too long, the lanes close. And there's layers of shot blockers. And I think Grizz is very good along the offensive blue line. He recognizes the lanes when they're there. When they're not, he has the ability to move laterally along the line to create the lane. And so I think those two areas, I think he's really helped our team.
Thanks, Coach.
Sure.